Hello, Quinn Donovan here on the QTV 8888 channel, where Quinn, me, speaks my truth and my vulnerability. And today in the Sanctuary Within, I'm talking about where you are not a broken person. You're not broken. You're just buried under all the mental, physical, and declutter, mental, physical, and emotional clutter that we hold on to. A lot of times this isn't our clutter. It isn't our energy. It isn't really our beliefs that we are buried underneath. A lot of times it's the conditions that we were raised in or the foundations we were built on that do not serve our highest good. And so when we incarnate here and come in as a baby, we have amnesia. So we spend this life remembering who we really are. And that's if you're doing the work. That's if you're doing the inner work. You're releasing the clutter on all the levels to remember who you are and come back to your sovereignty. So on the Sanctuary Within, it's about creating your own sanctuary within yourself. You must break down the foundations that you were built on because they were other people's foundations. They were your family's foundations. They were your ancestors' foundations. They were the structures that you were built on, but you are not what they built. So for us to really return back home and create our own sanctuary within ourselves, we must break down the foundations and we must unbury ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically from the clutter and other people's energies or other beliefs from other people that told us what we're supposed to believe about ourselves. Okay? So you are not a broken person. You are not broken. You are just buried under all the clutter. And to really fully come back into your own sovereignty and remember who you truly are and create the sanctuary within yourself that is in alignment with your soul, and you can express your soul gifts and talents that you naturally have, you must break down the foundations. So in my own healing journey, I realized that a lot of the beliefs that I was carrying were not ones that I resonated with, and I would get angry, I would get upset, and I would hate myself. I'd beat myself up about it because it was like, why do I have all these? Or, I'd go and ask my family, like, why do we believe this? And it's like, oh, well, that's just what we've done. That's just what we believe. That's what's always been. And so we just continue carrying that. But no one told us that we could undo it. Nobody told us that we can destroy those stories. Nobody told us that we can rewrite the story and tell a different story. We had to continue telling the same story, living the same lies over and over and over again. And I finally got to the point where I was like, no more. I am not doing this anymore. And I knew that I had to go deep within to myself and unbury myself from everything that was put on me from the time I came here as a human, incarnated here, and even in past lives. Those things carry over, and if we're not transmuting the energy, if we're not acknowledging it and releasing it, we still carry it. So that's why it's important that you go and learn about your soul's history. You can go get soul lineage guidance or readings from people who can access the Akashic Records, which is a library of all of your soul's lives. Okay. So in my journey, in my healing journey, I had to break down all the foundations, and I can see I had to create my own world. And so in my inner world, I was breaking down everything, all the foundations I ever knew, all the identities I ever lived. It was like wrecking balls were just coming in and breaking all of these structures down. And at the end of it, I was literally left in the rubble of what I was built on. And so once I broke all that down, cleared the energies, got to the roots, cleared my chakras, cleared my mental health and my physical environment, I was able to then see the truth of who I really am and was able to come back to myself and start building the inner sanctuary within, to start building the world that I choose to live in and not what someone told me to believe that was what I needed to live in. So that is where I want to tell you, like, you're not a broken person. You're just buried under all the other stuff that somebody and all your family and ancestors have put on you. And now it's your responsibility to start destroying all of that and taking it down, breaking the walls down, get the cannonballs out, send the dynamite in, like blow some shit up within you so that you can really start coming back home to you and remember who you are and embrace and live in the sovereignty of who your true soul's being is. Okay? So with that being said, I want to leave you with a soul remembering affirmation that you can sit with and create the foundation for a new world within yourself so that you can remember who you truly are and be the whole person that you are, because you're not broken. All right. You're just unburying yourself. You're unburying and you're breaking down what is no longer serving you. So what I would like you to do is I'd like to have you put your hands to your heart, put your hands together to your heart. And this is an affirmation that you can tell to yourself every single day, every moment that you are feeling not yourself. Okay. So I want you to repeat after me. I am the sanctuary I seek. I remember the truth of who I am. Whole, worthy, radiant, and divinely guided. I return to the stillness within and awaken my sacred essence with every breath. Now take a deep breath in. And let that sink in. Breathe out. And let that sink in. And anytime you feel that you are going away from your own sanctuary within, come back to this soul remembering affirmation. I will also be creating a meditation that you can do that is a sacred space meditation, and that meditation will be in the description. So go listen to that and come back and tell me what you think. I mean, I want to help you create the sanctuary within yourself. I want to help you remember who you truly are. And it's in these moments, in these present moments, and in these inspired actions that we get to come back to ourselves and remember who we truly are. So go create your sanctuary and come back for the next video to return home back to your sovereignty. Namaste.